Hello and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Mary, and in today's video I'll be showing you how I made this little sign for my door to hang on my door, or you can even hang it in your kitchen. I kind of really just all depends on where you want to put it. This was really simple to make, and all I did was use the Dollar Tree plastic cutting board. So yeah, so basically all you're going to need is your cutting board. You're going to need standard size jumbo popsicle sticks or craft sticks, and a jumbo popsicle stick with the ends cut off. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera down so y'all can see what I'm doing. So I set this out of the way. So what I'm going to do first was we're going to go ahead and prep our board, and I've already done that because gluing the pieces on the board is time consuming. So this is what I did. I took my standard popsicle stick. And I just basically cut the ends off and cut them down the size. So let's grab my shears and just go ahead. You cut them down the size like this, and then you just basically turn this down a little more. You just go ahead and you glue them into place just like that, and you do that all the way up. And I'm going to go ahead and continue to do this up here. So I'm going to grab my pencil, that way I can mark. So all I'm doing is, like I mentioned before, it's just cutting the ends off, and then we're just going to stick this in here to get a quick measurement. So we're going to mark it there, and we're going to go ahead and cut, and we're going to grab our glue, and we're just going to go ahead and stick this right down off in there. And you're going to do this till you get all the way to the top. So yeah, that's all we're going to do is stick this on. And I filmed this video yesterday, being Wednesday, but for whatever reason, and I'm not sure why, YouTube would not let me upload it, and I have no idea why. So I figured I'll try to do it again today, because I had already had everything already done, and the video was ready to upload, and it wouldn't let me upload it, so I had to run out and buy some more stuff and redo this video all over again, which is fine, because I wanted to do it a little bit different than the first one that I've done, because when I make these, I don't want them all to look the same, because I will be taking them to my to a crafting event with me. So it'd be nice if they all wasn't the exact same. So yeah. Okay. I just got to trim a little bit more off. There we go. Oh, no wonder it's not. That one's defected. That's why you didn't want to lay down flat. There we go. So So grab a glue stick. Gonna go ahead and stick that in there. Put a little bit of glue down. Stick that into place. Yeah, so I figured I like trying to come up with new ideas, and I have been having these cutting boards for a while, and they're not really sturdy enough for me to really do anything with them in my kitchen as far as cutting food up on them. So I just figured, why not craft with it? So that's what I've been doing. I cut that one a little short. Like I mentioned before, this part here, this is the part that's time consuming. That's why I went ahead and done so much of it off camera, because otherwise this video would have been really long. And we're almost done with this part. And we got this one to put in. And I'm just going to grab some glue. Stick that right in there like that. Go ahead and push that down. And now we have that part. That much is done. So we're going to go ahead and push this out of the way. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and put our door in place. And I've already went ahead and cut my door out. And I just used some scrap wood to cut my door out. And went ahead and put my little frame in. And now we're going to go ahead and glue the door into place. So I'm just going to grab some hot glue, and I'll put a generous amount of hot glue on the door. And then we're just going to go ahead and stick this right down off in here. And you want to put a little bit of pressure behind it. Now what I'm going to do is take the ends and cut them off my popsicle stick. Just the very ends. Just like that. But make sure you get them lined up. And I'm going to mark this here, because I want that right there. And I'm going to mark it here, so I can cut that little bit off. Like this. And now I'm going to grab another one to even them up. And now I'm just going to lay them here. Because what I'm doing now is just cleaning up my edges. And you don't have to do this if you don't want to. I just like to do it. It just gives it a more, a little bit of more of a clean look. And now I'm just going to take my fingers and pull off some of the strings from the hot glue gun. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Just going to cut the ends off. Like that. And then I'm just going to lay this across here. And just going to measure. See here and here. So I'm just going to cut those off, those ends off that I marked. And I want this to go slightly at an angle. So I'm just going to put my glue right on the edge. So I'm just going to put the glue on the edge here. And I am going to just simply put this down at an angle. I'm just going to angle it. Make sure I got it lined up. Take away any extra. And this is what we end up with. So this is what we have so far. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take, this is going to go over the door like this, like we have here. This part here we're going to do now. And I am going to do it a little different. If you want to know how I made these shingles for the roof, I just took, I'm going to move this out the way. I just took a jumbo popsicle stick and I just basically cut the ends off. And then when you cut the ends off, you just glue them into place. And that's it. But I'm doing this one a little different. I took that same jumbo popsicle stick and I basically just cut the ends off, and then I am going to go ahead and glue them on like this. So I'm going to put a layer of glue across here, and we're just going to stick that on here just like this. And then we're going to do it again. I'm going to grab me a glue stick, and then we're going to go ahead with the next right across, and make sure you're using enough so it'll stick. So we're just going to go ahead and plop that right down on there just like that, and we're going to come in with the next one. And I'm just going to put a little more up top, just like this. And we're just going to go ahead and stick that right down on here, just like we did all the rest. And this is what we end up with it looking like this. And now I'm going to bring it back, and I'm going to see where I want it. Where I want it to be. And let's see here. And I think I'm going to put it up a little ways, like maybe right here. So I'm going to grab some hot glue. And as you can see, I am putting a generous amount down. And we're just going to go ahead and stick this on here at an angle, like this. And I'm going to hold this up, and I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to clean away any extra glue. And while that's hanging in place, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue right underneath. It's like that. And we're just going to go ahead and put a little bit right across the top. There we go. And that's just to hold, just for extra, to hold, just for a little extra support to hold it. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and grab my little tree branch that I took out of my yard, and we're just going to go ahead and stick this on here. So I'm going to cut that little bit away because we don't need it. And I'm going to go ahead, put a little bit of hot glue on the stick. And now we're going to go ahead and stick that down off into place. And I'm going to turn this just like this and stick it down. And I'm just going to put a little more glue here. Just to hold it. And this is what we have with our branch on here. Now I'm just going to turn that back down on itself, and I'm going to take my base here, another scrap piece of wood, and we're just going to go ahead, place this down, and we're just going to stick our board right to this. So you're going to put a generous amount of hot glue right on that edge. You want to use a lot just to make sure that it's enough to hold when you stick it down into place. So that's exactly what I'm doing, because you want it to hold. So we're just going to hold it here, and I'm just going to make sure it's even. Looks even to me from that way. And I'm going to take my stick, because this is hot, and I'm just going to clean up any extra glue. So we're just going to hold this here. And I'm just going to scrape this away. This is what we have. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and you're going to grab your green moss. Got it from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to go ahead and just take some of this out of the bag. And I'm just breaking it. I'm just breaking it up a little bit so I can go ahead and start sticking it on my board. So what we're going to do, just going to grab some of that, your hot glue, and you're just going to put some of it down, and you're just going to start sticking your fake grass into place. Grab another glue stick, and we're going to continue to add fake grass. And then once you get that on there, press down to make sure that your grass is sticking into place. And you may find that you need to go in and add a little more in certain spots. That's what I'm having to do. Right, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just going ahead, and where I see wood, I'm covering it with the hot glue. So yeah. So we got some here, And then we're going to put that here. Stick a little right there. There we go. And we're just going to go ahead and put a little bit right there. And stick that on there, just like that. And then you're going to go around and pull off any extra. And like I said, if you see some more wood like I do here, we're just going to take our hot glue and we're just going to go ahead and fill it in. And now I'm just going to move that little bit out of the way. This is what we have so far. And now what we're going to do with our branch is we're going to take some more of that green moss. And all I'm doing now is just tearing some off. And I'm just taking my hot glue and I'm just going to put some on the branch here. And I'm going to put some also on the moss here. And I need to turn this around so I can see it. And we're just going to go ahead and stick this right on there, just like this. Just stick it. And I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of hot glue right here. And then we're just going to push this to the board. And you're going to hold it for a minute. Alright. This is what we have. Just going to pull this out. And we're going to go ahead and do that on the other pieces of branch that's sticking out. So I'm just going to go ahead and add some wood or some hot glue here. Turn it this way so I can see what I'm doing. Hold it here for a minute. And then I'm going to do that one more time. So I'm just taking some, tearing it off, and we're going to put it right. So I'm basically just doing the same thing. I'm just putting some hot glue on the wood, and I am just sticking it into place. And I'm holding it. There we go. And this is what we end up with so far. I'm going to lay this down. Down a little more. Because I turn it, angle it this way. So now that same green moss that I have, I'm going to take it and I'm going to grab my glue stick. And I'm just going to lay a little bit down the edge like this. So I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue here. Just like that. And I'm sorry about my dogs, y'all. I am so sorry. So, yeah, sorry, I had to walk away and close my door. And this is what we have so far. Just like this. And we are done with that part. Now what we're going to do, I've made a little plant that I have here. And we're just going to go ahead and we're just going to stick that. I'm trying to figure out if I want it here or here. I think I'll put it. Going to go ahead and stick it right here, just like this. And that's where I'm done with that. And I have a gnome here somewhere. that I wanted to stick. Here we go. Here's my little gnome. And I think I want to put him maybe here. So I'm going to put some more hot glue on here. And I am just going to stick my gnome down. Right there. So this is what we have. And I'm going to lay it down. And I've already went ahead and did my fence. And all I did was cut one of the ends of the popsicle off. And we're just going to go ahead and glue that into place. So, and I'm sorry I have to have it turned to me so I can see what I'm doing. But when I get ready to glue it down, I'll turn it around. So we're just going to stick that here. Just like that. And I'm going to grab a little bit of that, my hot glue, and put it on the end and stick that here. Just like this. There's one part of the fence. And then here's the other part. And you can paint this any way you want. I will be painting it. I'm just not sure what colors I want to paint yet. The other one I did gray and black. And here's what the fence looked like going around. And I'm going to jump over to the other end. And I'm just going to pull some of this moss off. There we go. And you're going to go ahead and I'm going to put this fence in here. Man, my eyes are itching. So I'm just basically just going ahead and putting my fence around. So we're just going to stick that right here, just like this. And I am going to go ahead and do one more and show y'all how I did it. So we're going to get that cleaned up. So I took my 3 sticks that we have here, and I've already cut them out, and all I did was cut the ends off like I mentioned before. And I'm just going to go ahead and lay these down. And we're going to put a dot of glue on each one. And you're just going to go ahead and stick this right down on it. And if you want a white picket fence, you just cut the ends off at an angle, and I will show you how to do that. So here we have our fence done. And if you want to, like I mentioned, if you want a white picket fence, you're just going to cut one end off, then you're going to cut the other. And what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and cut like this. So you're going to cut that in, and then you're going to go in and cut here, and it'll give you a point for your fence. And I'm going to bring this back. And I made a swing for my porch, and I got a video of how I made the swings. That's why I didn't do that on camera, because we already have a video for it. And I'm just going to stick this back, and we're just going to put this here. So I'm going to go ahead and put some hot glue on my bottom of my swing so I can stick that into place. And in my other one, I did a picnic table, and you can I got a video showing how I done that also. So that's why I didn't do another one, because like I mentioned before, I don't want them to be identical. I don't want them to look just alike, because some people got different taste. So Now I'm just going to hold that and let it dry a little bit. And this is what we have. Now I'm going to take my other piece. I'm going to move this out of the way. And I am going to glue this in like this at an angle to make it, let me see. I'm going to turn this, if y'all can see, I'm going to set this here to make it look like the fence is open. So I'm just going to grab my hot glue, put a layer down the middle, or like the sides like this, and on the bottom, like this. And we're just going to, I'm going to turn this so I can see what I'm doing, and I am just going to stick that right into place. And there we have that. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add my chimney that I've made. And all I did was to get this the thickness that I did, I just took a jumbo popsicle stick, like we have here, and I've just basically cut the ends off. So I just did this and this, and I did this 5 times, and I stacked them together, and this is what you end up with. And I'm going to go ahead and stick that about here. So I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue on it, and we're just going to go ahead and pop this into place. And this is what we get. There's our chimney right here. Now, what we want to do, if you want some stone for, actually, you know what, I'm going to pop my fence off real quick. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and put some hot glue down about right here. I'm just squeezing some down off in there. I'm going to grab my glue gun, and I'm just going to add a little more. Now, I'm going to take my rocks, my stone, I'm going to turn this around so I can see. And I am going to just glue these down into place. Take it off the extra because I don't need it. And I'm going to just take a little bit of glue, put that right there. Stick a little on here. Pop that right down off in the middle. Now, I'm going to take my fence and I'm going to put my fence back where it was. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right back on that end, on the edge here. And I'm going to turn it around so I can see what I'm doing. And there we have it. This is it. And now the last thing we need to do is our mailbox. That's even if you want one. So if you do want one, all you have to do is take that jumbo popsicle stick, and we're just going to cut the ends off like that. And I'm going to cut a little more. And I'm just kind of comparing to where I want it to be. And I think I'm going to stick that right here. And I'm going to double it like this. Just going to cut this end off. And I am going to go ahead, put a little bit of hot glue right there. Stick it here, just like this. We're going to stick this here. Before I seal that, I'm going to go ahead and mark this, cut off. This is going to be the lid of the mailbox. So I'm going to cut this end off. I'm going to go ahead and sit here. I'm just playing around with it. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back. And we're just going to stick that right here. Just like that. And I'm just going to cut a little more off, clean up my edges a little. I'm going to turn it this way, and we're going to put it down. So I'm going to put a little glue here, and we're just going to stick that down here just like this. And as you can see, it is right here. And the last thing we need to do is make a doorbell. And all I'm going to do for that is take a popsicle stick, cut a little off of there, make sure we got our edges cleaned up. And then I'm going to take a little piece of this stick and I am going to mark it here. We're going to go ahead and cut that off. I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue down the middle. I'm going to stick that right into place just like this. And I'm going to take a little bit of glue, put it on the back. Pop that right here. And I'm just pulling off the strands of glue again. And the last thing we need to do is make a knob. And that's just going to be the end of a popsicle stick that we have here. And I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to clean this up a little bit. So just cut a little off. And I am just going to go ahead and put some hot glue on the edge here. And we're just going to stick this into place. So I'm going to put that about right here. And that is it. We are completely done with it. I'm going to turn this up. And this is what it looks like. All finished. So I'm not sure how well y'all can see this, but this is what it's look like when it's all done. So once you get it all finished, this is what it's going to look like. And as I mentioned before, they are very different. As you can see, I put, not with this one, I added mail in the mailbox. And if you want to put like an address or a number across the top, you could do so like I did with this one. We're going to set this one out the way. And this is the one that we just did. So if you want to put an address or lettering across the top, all I done was use some stickers, some letters that are stickers. Yeah, say that 3 times fast. And what we're gonna do, I think I'm gonna put 175. So I'm just gonna stick that on. And if you find that it don't want to stick, you can use some Elmer's glue, and I don't see it around me right now, so I'm not gonna worry about it. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of more hot glue on this one because it came off. There we go. And that is it for this video. I'm going to go ahead now and try to do it, you know, turn it slow so y'all can see it. And this is the back, which this is the part that's going to be hanging, so you're not going to see that back there. And yeah, and I'm going to go ahead and turn my video back, my camera back up so y'all can see me. So yeah, that was it. Sorry, I'm having to keep adjusting my camera. So yeah, that was it for this video. If you liked it, please give me a likes and a thumbs up. And if you want to see me do any other type of video, please let me know in the comment box below. And if you have questions that you would like to ask, you can also do so in the comment box below, and I will answer them the best way I can. And once again, here they are. So, with that being said, if you like this video, please give me a like and a thumbs up. Please feel free to share. So, yeah, with that being said, I hope y'all all have a very nice day. And once again, thanks for watching. Bye.